I've been anxious my whole life. Some of my earliest memories are of being worried that I or someone I cared about might get sick or hurt or even worse. I worried about not doing well in school. I worried about not fitting in with the other kids. And I worried about not being good enough. Boy, that just haunted my life. And for almost half my life, I suffered this fear in silence. I suffered in silence the fears that kept me awake at night. And every morning I got up scared to death about the day ahead. And don't get me started about Sunday night. Maybe you know what I'm talking about, that dread in the pit of your stomach about the possible catastrophes and disasters that were just lying ahead for you in the week ahead. Oh, jeez. But I kept those fears and worries to myself. They were my shameful secret. I felt like I was different, that I wasn't as brave or smart or as good as the people around me. They seemed fearless. They were just going about their lives fearlessly. Me, not so much. Anyway, maybe this sounds familiar to you. Maybe you've been struggling alone with your panic or your fear or the kind of anxiety that keeps you from doing something or some things that you really want to do. And maybe, just maybe, you're tired of feeling out of control, lonely, or just plain overwhelmed with fear. If so, stick around today because I'm going to share a secret I've learned about how to get through those dark nights and difficult days. As I said, I kept my fears to myself for almost half my life. And believe me, I worried alone and in silence through the pain and fear of treatment for breast cancer. And I suffered. I cannot begin to tell you how I suffered. I suffered loss and fear and grief and loneliness. I have always said the emotional pain of cancer is so much worse and harder to bear than the physical pain. The physical pain eventually passes, but the emotional pain can last for years, and mine sure did. It took me such a long time to heal, and it took me an even longer time to realize that what was healing me, what was finally healing my heart, was my connection to the people around me. And over time, I have come to realize that the way to get through the darkness, the tough times, those moments where you think you can't go on, the way to get through is to connect with other people, to ask for help, to get in touch with people who are going through the same thing, a support group, to work with a professional, or to just pick up the phone and talk to a friend. Thinking about this need for connection reminds me of a firefighter I knew years ago. He was such a great guy. It was an honor to know him. He was an inspiration to everyone he met. He was also absolutely hilarious. But what I remember most about Barry was the way he would describe what it's like to walk into a burning building, to literally walk into the fire, something most of us can't even imagine. And you know what? The first rule for firefighters walking into that fire is? Do you know what it is? The first rule: never, ever, ever walk into the fire alone. The iron-clad, unbreakable rule is in together, out together. No exceptions. You don't go in alone, ever. What a great lesson for any of us facing a tough challenge in life. Boy, did I remember this rule the next time I went through treatment for cancer. It was leukemia this time. And I remembered, don't go in alone. I reached out for help and for support, and it made such a difference in the healing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Barry. You helped me in ways you cannot imagine. Don't go through it alone. And I'm thinking that this applies to our anxiety as well. It's like a mantra. It's like a focus that we can come to on those dark days. Don't go in to the fire alone. It's how we get through the darkness. And let's agree, no more walking into that fire alone. And I actually believe, and I've been thinking about this, that this applies to our connection here. I love connecting to such amazing people here through my book and all the other social stuff. I always think of us as a team. We're like a community going through this together. And let me just say, I am so glad you are here with me. I am beyond honored and touched by the way you have reached out to me to share your lives, your experiences, your stories, both the struggles and the victories. It is my joy. And as I've been reading about your challenges and successes, I have noticed something that I think is really important. You know, we may look different on the outside. We may sound different. We may live in different climates and different cultures, but we all share a really deep human bond. We are alike in so many ways. And what I've realized is no matter who we are, no matter where or how we live, anxiety looks the same. It has the same terrible impact on our lives. Anxiety shows up in all of us with the same miserable symptoms, sweaty hands, pounding heart, upset stomach, however it shows up for you. And no matter who you are or what you do, anxiety can limit our lives. And here's the kicker. No matter where you are or how you live, anxiety can make you feel like you're not good enough, that there's something wrong with us, that we're not okay, that there's something we need to be ashamed of, that we are somehow broken. But we are not. We are not broken, not one of us. And we don't have to be alone anymore. We have a connection here at our anxiety connection. And I say our connection because I mean it. This is our place to get together, to connect. But I want you to know we can connect in other ways as well. You can always send me an email, love to get them, or we can be in touch through my Facebook page. Now, okay, I know Facebook is an imperfect place, but it's what we're working with now. And I promise you that I read and respond to everyone who writes to me there. I love hearing from you. It always makes me feel that there are people out there listening who get it. And if I haven't heard from you already, I would love to hear from you now. To be honest, I get kind of tired of doing all the talking. It would be nice to hear what you think for a change. So reach out, please. I am already looking forward to hearing from you. Anyway, I remember how Barry also described what it was actually like to step over the threshold and into all the heat and smoke of a fire. Frankly, it sounded to me like these firefighters were literally stepping into hell. Once inside the raging heat, you can't hear or see. There is no way you can rely on any of your senses. And it is so easy to lose your bearings in all the smoke and the flames. So what the firefighters do is they walk straight ahead, one step at a time so they know where they are in the process. You don't go left, you don't go right. You just walk straight ahead, one step after the other. You just keep walking until your helmet hits against the back wall. And that's how we're going to take this on, one step at a time, one small step, one baby step. That's how we're going to get through our fears and our worries and our tough times together, one step at a time. In together, out together. Let me end by sharing one of the ways firefighters have of acknowledging that special bond that they share. Instead of saying goodbye to each other, they say, "See you at the back wall." What an incredibly perfect way to acknowledge the bond they share. What a powerful way to express the commitment these superheroes have to getting the job done, no matter what the challenge, and to take care of each other along the way. And I truly, truly believe from the bottom of my heart, our firefighters are superheroes. And if you know one, thank one for me. I believe these superheroes are capable of doing great things. And so, my friend, are you. I look forward to seeing you at the back wall.